Hi, my name is Joe, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I review martial arts books and books on martial arts adjacent subjects, as well as covering other martial arts related material. So today I'm going to be reviewing Gene Lebell's Handbook of Judo. Now, it's interesting that the copyright in the copy that I have is from 1996 because this is a reprint. The original title, I think, was simply The Handbook of Judo. You know, Gene Lebell was still the author, but his name wasn't part of the title. That was originally published in 1962. The author himself, Gene Lebell, needs no introduction. He's a legend in the martial arts world. He was an AAU champ, I think. His mother was a pro wrestling promoter, and he got into professional wrestling. From professional wrestling, he became a Hollywood stuntman, and you can see him in The Green Hornet. You can see him in as one of the henchmen in the opening scene of Blackula. You can see him as the angry taxi driver who pulls a gun on Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker in the first Rush Hour movie. You know, he's been all over the place. He still trains martial artists. UFC fighter Caro Parisian credited Gene Lebell as, you know, one of his teachers. Rhonda Rousey is also like buddy with Gene Lebell. You know, they're friends. You know, Chuck Norris learned some grappling from him. You know, Bruce Lee famously picked up some grappling from him. So, you know, Gene Lebell has been all over. He is a legend. As part of the intro, he covers things like how to choose a school, the victory conditions of judo competition. He covers rank. He covers what's illegal in competition. An interesting note about the rank is that, at least at the time that this was published, 1962, he lists only white, brown, and black belt, which I thought was interesting. You know, frankly, I thought that they had colored belts a little bit longer than that. I might have to look into that. As a judo intro, this is very good. It has extensive chapters on progressive break-fall drills, on off-balancing or kuzushi, and on footwork for entering into throws. You know, and I think it was a very nice touch that he went that far in depth into some of those. He shows throws and counters as well as pins and escapes. So, you know, goes over all the major, you know, judo throws, probably not exhaustively, but, you know, you'll get a lot of the good stuff. There are a few things that he lists that I think are sort of non-standard. He has one throw, for instance, called Ushiro Ashibarai. I'd not heard of that in a judo context, and when I went to look it up online, none of the throws that were being used under that name were actually the one that he was showing. I would suggest, based on his description, it might be a kosotogake. Another throw he shows, which I guess was standard at the time, but is illegal now, is Kanye Basami, which is a flying scissors attack to the legs. And it's been banned at least since the 90s, I think a little bit earlier, because of the damage it was causing to the knees and legs of judo competitors. Now, when he covers groundwork, he'll cover ground defense, which we would recognize as sort of open guard work. You know, against a standing opponent, somebody gets closer, you know, you push off. There are also elements that I'm more familiar with in a wrestling context, like grapevining the legs or using Nelsons or wing rolls, but he's got entire chapters on those, which I think is a nice touch. When he talks about submissions, he will show both legal and illegal submissions. Usually he will label the technique if it is illegal. He'll let you know, like, don't use this one so much. I found it interesting when he would go over short arm scissors, or what's more commonly referred to as bicep slicers. He even mentions that the pressure is on the biceps instead of the elbow. My understanding is that arm locks in judo are illegal unless they directly impact the elbow itself. I don't think that that's a legal move. Perhaps it was at one time, but he doesn't label it as an illegal move, which is worth noting, at least as a curiosity. He will then show, he's got chapters on both leg locks and neck cranks, which he acknowledges early on are illegal in the sport of judo. And the book finishes up with both a glossary and an index. Frankly, I think most books these days could do with an index. It makes it very helpful, to go down and find the specific, technique that you're looking for that way. As far as the pros go, this has excellent, foundational judo principles. Like I said, the break falls, the kuzushi, the foot maneuvers, I think those are great. There may be better books as far as the details of the judo techniques, but he does a really good job of covering the basics, even if some of them are now illegal. Some of them may go by different terminology these days. I actually enjoy the inclusion of the illegal techniques, the more catch as catch can stuff. I think if you were looking to further your education in the art of grappling and submissions, those are great additions. As far as the cons, as I mentioned earlier, Lebell will put illegal techniques, like illegal chokes and arm locks, in the same chapters as he's including legal techniques. So if you as a reader are, specifically looking for, I'm looking for the best competition legal techniques, you're going to have to go through that with a careful eye to make sure you're not picking out things that you shouldn't be using. As noted, some of the techniques that were legal then are not legal now, like Kanye Basami, the scissors takedown. So, things have changed a lot in the last 60 or so years from when this was published. Overall, a really good, just grappling book. There's a lot to learn about judo. There's a lot besides judo that's in there. So I really appreciate that. Who is this for? Again, I think people who are interested in the art of grappling, both standing ground grappling. You get your gi-based throws and foot sweeps. You get pins and reversals, although maybe some bottom game stuff from other more modern sources would be better, but still some solid stuff in there. And then, again, there's the extensive submission vocabulary. So all those make it a very good intro to grappling as a whole. So, really solid book. I'm glad that I have it in my collection. So that's going to be all for today. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe, please leave a like, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.